So you've drawn your plan, bought the land, and calculated your budget. You're ready to build, right? Not so fast. There are hidden construction costs that can crush your project before it even takes off. These aren't the usual things you factor in like blocks, cement, or paint. These are the sneaky, silent expenses that catch you off guard, and no one warns you about until it's too late. Today, we're exposing 7 of the most common hidden costs in construction, and more importantly, how to avoid them. Because the real danger in building isn't what you see, it's what you didn't plan for. Let's dive into hidden cost number 1, site clearing and access. You may think the land is ready, but bushes, rocks, and trees still need to be removed, and that can cost more than you think. If your site is remote or has poor road access, transporting materials could cost you more than actual materials. Always factor in logistics before you start buying cement or rods. Hidden cost 2, soil testing and foundation surprises. Many skip geotechnical tests, but once you dig and realize the soil is bad, you'll be forced to change your foundation plan, which costs more. Sometimes you budget for strip foundation, only to discover you need raft or pile foundation. That's a massive jump in price. Soil tests cost little, but save you from this expensive surprise. Hidden cost number 3, professional fees. People think you just need a bricklayer. But what about the architect, structural engineer, quantity surveyor? Their fees can eat a big part of your budget. If you don't plan for these professionals, you'll either run into illegal construction or pay unexpected amounts under pressure. Include their costs early. It saves mistakes and legal issues later. Hidden cost number 4, material wastage. You planned for 1,000 blocks. But what about breakages, miscuts, and theft? That's where your budget quietly leaks away. To avoid wastage costs, always budget extra, about 5 to 10%, on top of your calculated materials, and supervise deliveries and usage closely. Hidden cost 5, water. Yes, water. You need water to mix concrete, plaster, and for workers. If there's no nearby source, you'll spend thousands trucking water to site daily. One water tanker can cost as much as a bag of cement or more. Over a few weeks, that's money no one planned for. If you don't have a borehole, arrange a water source early. Hidden cost 6, temporary site setup. Things like site fencing, worker shade, a small store for cement, even tools and buckets. They're small, but together they add up fast. You'll need wheelbarrows, shovels, scaffolds, tape, buckets, basic tools. If you didn't plan for them, you'll end up buying or renting them in a hurry, often at inflated prices. Hidden cost 7, regulatory and approval fees. You can't build legally without permits. From building approvals to community development fees, if ignored, you'll pay them later with penalties. Some areas even demand youth levies, security clearance, or local union fees. These are real costs. Ask around in the area before you start, so you're not caught off guard. And here's a bonus hidden cost: price inflation. To manage inflation risk, buy bulk materials in advance where possible, or plan your phases tightly so that price hikes don't wreck your progress halfway. Another silent cost: mistakes. Yes, simple mistakes like wrong measurements, poor mixing, or fixing blocks offline can lead to demolitions and do-overs. Imagine plastering a wall only to remove it for rework. That's money wasted on materials, labor, and time. Good supervision and quality control prevent these losses. Do you have security on site? If not, prepare for theft. Rods, bags of cement, even blocks disappear overnight. That's a hidden cost no one includes in their plan. Hire a local night guard or construct a temporary fence and lockable storage. That small investment can save you from losing thousands to site theft. Then there's power. No electricity means you'll be renting a generator. Fuel alone can cost more than daily labor. Don't forget to budget for this if your area has poor supply. And some people forget contractor markups. Many builders quote a lump sum and add 10 to 20% profit into materials or labor. If you don't ask for a breakdown, you're paying more than necessary. Always request a BOQ, bill of quantities, so you see exactly what each stage costs. This gives you better control and helps spot areas where profit is inflated. If you're building in a community estate, prepare for hidden service charges. Security, trash pickup, or estate gate fees can come as surprises if you didn't ask early. Weather delays are also a hidden cost. Rain can delay concrete work or roofing for days. That means paying laborers longer than planned or redoing water-damaged work. Factor in weather windows in your plan. Set timelines based on season. Dry season is best for starting your foundation. Avoiding rain saves money and stress. The hidden cost of impatience. Rushing stages like curing, plaster drying, or floor screed hardening leads to cracks and failure. Then you'll pay to redo it later. Construction is not just about speed, it's about doing things right at the right time. Follow timelines and let materials settle properly before the next stage. Don't ignore landscaping. After the house is up, you'll still spend on paving, grass, flower beds, and drainage. Many finish the house and forget the environment. A rough compound brings dirt into the house and damages your floors. Budget for paving, walkways, or a green area to complete the project properly. Another overlooked cost, waste disposal. After clearing land or finishing a stage, you'll have broken blocks, packaging, and rubble to dispose of. Renting a truck or paying for hauling, it adds up. Plan a small portion of your budget for cleanup and waste removal. A tidy site also reduces accidents and keeps workers more efficient. Also, have you thought about supervision transport? If you're not living near the site, daily transport or even lodging becomes a real expense. Some site owners hire a site manager or use family to supervise, but either way, transport costs or stipends for presence should be included. Generator breakdowns are another money trap. Not budgeting for repairs, oil, or replacement parts means delays and extra spending. Keep a small budget line for tools and machine maintenance. Cement mixers, compactors, and generators are critical. Treat them like workers. Scaffolding is often forgotten. Whether you rent or build temporary ones, it's essential for high walls, lintels, roofing, and painting. Budget ahead for scaffolding. Even basic bamboo structures, it keeps your workers safe and productive at height. If you're building in a remote area, feeding your workers may become your responsibility. Hungry workers are slow and unhappy workers. Either include feeding costs or provide a small kitchen area and fuel. This hidden cost helps retain skilled labor and maintain momentum. Mobile toilets or sanitation are rarely discussed, but they affect worker hygiene, health, and site cleanliness, especially on long projects. A simple pit latrine or hired mobile toilet improves working conditions and avoids embarrassing sanitation issues. Now let's talk about unplanned extensions. Midway, someone decides to add an extra store or room. Sounds small until costs double. Stick to the original drawing or plan room for extensions in advance. Spontaneous changes bring financial chaos. One big hidden cost is approvals for modified plans. If you change your structure mid-build, expect to pay for plan amendment or face penalties. Don't assume you can adjust as you go. Any modification, especially structural, must be approved by the relevant authorities. When hiring artisans, consider the learning curve. Your first tiler may not be perfect. Paying another to redo poor work is a hidden cost many face. Vet your workers well, ask for past jobs, do a trial section and supervise closely. Rework is costly and frustrating. Another subtle cost? Delay in cash flow. If you run out of funds mid-project, restarting later means material prices have gone up. Break your project into clear, fundable phases. Avoid long pauses and prepare your budget to carry you to a clear stopping point. Finally, think long-term. Many skip quality now thinking they'll fix it later. But the most expensive construction mistake is building twice. If this video saved you from even one surprise cost, give it a like, hit subscribe. Thank you.